Here. Line up the rest of you.
Keep your hands off my sister. Leave her alone.
He's dead. A remarkable resemblance.
You see, Beria, we have been wrong. The church is right after all. There is a life after death. I am the living proof.
But he will spend eternity in glory by the side of the body of Lenin.
He has earned the honor. How long before the surgery?
Matter of minutes.
Igor. This one.
Take the others out.
No, not Dasha! Not Dasha! No!
What is your name?
Dasha,
Where are you from?
Simferopol,
What work do you do?
farming,
Where are your parents?
Siberia.
Vanya, proceed. This will make the punishment complete.
Dr. Petrov is ready.
Comrade Stalin, would you be seated right here, please? Of course, the mustache will have to come off. Yeah. The cheeks will be higher. The chin and jaw firmer. We will give another fold to your eyes and change the brow. The skin will be tighter. Of course, the whole effect will be much more youthful. Good. We'll give you only a local anesthesia, comrade. Now, prepare for the operation. Open the coat.
Thank you, Dr. Petrov, for a commendable day's work.
Thank you, comrade.
We have prepared a suitable reward for you. Schmetke, why don't you take the good doctor into the hall and give him his reward?
Yes, comrade.
Those are your mourners, Comrade Stalin. You died a few hours ago of a stroke.
Is there anything else, sir?
Please, I must talk to you.
Didn't you get my message? We've nothing to say to each other.
But you promised me you're going to help me. You can't stop now.
Can't I?
Mr. Anderson! Mr. Anderson, you took the case. You said you'll do it.
You got your money back, didn't you? What more do you want?
But why?
You lied to me, sister.
You found out something, didn't you?
Plenty. Plenty you knew and didn't tell me.
Is my sister dead?
No such luck. Get this straight, Miss Krashenko. When I take a case, I expect the client to level with me. You told me your sister was a nurse. But you didn't tell me she worked for the big boys in the Kremlin.
Well, how could she help her, they put her? My sister was only interested in her work.
That's not the way I heard it.
I don't know what you heard.
Take my advice. Forget all about it.
Look, Mr. Anderson, I came all the way from the States to find my sister. I heard about your reputation through the OSS and everything. That's why I came to you. What did you find out?
Well, you won't like it.
But don't you understand it? The not knowing what is so terrible. Where are you taking me?
You wanted information about your sister, you're gonna get it. Yes? Who's there? Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Steve. Come in, beautiful one. Nice to have seen you, Steve.
Now, cut it out, Misha. This isn't a social call.
No? It would be if I had seen this enchanting creature before you did. Life isn't fair. Not fair at all. I'm just making some coffee. You'll have some? Yes?
Thank you.
Sit down, please. Oh, I beg your pardon. My arm. I take it off at home, a wonderful piece, of course, but a nuisance. I lost the real one in Moscow in a revolving door. The Russians had just invented it. Take a chair, Steve. Don't just stand there.
Oh, Misha, this is Miss Krashenko. This is the fabulous Misha Gromilkin.
How do you do?
I'm delighted. Krashenko?
The sister of the nurse in Moscow.
Ah. I never saw anyone this pretty in Moscow.
My sister and I are twins.
No. What a pity I never met her.
You turn off the charm, Misha. Tell her who her sister is and where she is. She doesn't seem to know.
Cream and sugar, Miss Krashenko?
No, thank you.
You're black, huh, Steve? Like your heart. You must understand, Miss Krashenko, that ours is all guesswork. But very trained guesswork. We find something of interest in a newspaper from Russia, a report from a refugee, a rumor from an embassy. It all adds up to a certain picture, more or less reliable. You're an American?
I am now. My sister and I were born in Lithuania. I went with an aunt of mine to America just before the war. Then when the Russians invaded my country, they took Greta to Moscow. I didn't hear from her for quite a while, and I'm terribly worried.
This is a clipping from a Moscow paper, Miss Krashenko. V. Petrov, a physician, was found murdered several months ago near Red Square.
Petrov?
Yes, the best plastic surgeon and rejuvenation expert in the Soviet Union. Your sister worked for him.
I didn't know it. Where is she? What happened to her?
Hadn't you better tell us what you know first? Perhaps we need your pieces for our jigsaw puzzle. If we do, I make no promises. But when we get to know you better, we might give you some of our information.
You don't trust me, do you?
Should we?
Well, it's true I knew what Greta was doing, and I should have told it to Mr. Anderson. But I was afraid what you might think. The Kremlin, communism. It's understandable that you don't trust me.
Many people would like to put us out of business, Miss Krashenko. You would make a very effective spy, you know.
Look, if you don't believe me, call the American embassy. Or better yet, call Colonel Howard at the Army Intelligence. You ought to know him, Mr. Anderson. Call him. He checked everything about me before he gave me your name.
Hello. 1, 2, 4, 5. Colonel Howard?
We lost track of my sister during the war. Then when peace came, we found out through the American embassy that she was in Moscow. She was a nurse there. She was happy at her work in the hospital. That was her whole life. But she never was a communist. You must believe me when I tell you that.
Hello, Red. Yeah, give me the setup on Lily Gershenko. Is she all right? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, thanks a lot. She's okay. Red Howard says she checks out.
We're going to tell you something, Miss Krashenko. Trust you with the most incredible piece of history. If you're indiscreet, it could mean your life, perhaps. It began when we recently learned from our agents inside Russia of many strange things happening. Of a Red Army long-range bomber stolen one night, and of the disappearance of more than half of the entire Russian treasury.
Of a girl in a mental hospital, a peasant girl, out of her mind most of the time, but who told us a fantastic story of an operation in the Kremlin. Now, we know at the precise time all these things were happening that Joseph Stalin had been sentenced to death by a Red Army group. So now the picture comes into focus.
What picture?
His face changed by surgery, with a fortune, in a stolen bomber, your sister to nurse him. Somewhere beyond Russia, Stalin is alive.
It should be simple for you, Brugov. As I recall, you were a clever man. It is before you tried to flee to the West. Where did you first know this American Steve Anderson?
In Yugoslavia during the war. He was with the American OSS. Later here in Berlin.
You were friends?
It was the line then.
Good. Очень хорошо. It should be easier for you to kill him. It is always easier to kill friends. One knows what they look like, their habits, their idiosyncrasies. How long have you been our guest here now, Brugov?
4.5 years.
We have some charming photographs of your wife and children, which came the other day from Siberia. Your boys are growing like weeds. Nothing better than those hardy Arctic winters and good manual labor to build strong young lads. Still, I suppose you would like to see them again. Perhaps to be united once more in Moscow. Товарищ Brugov, a вот что. If you do your job well, it may be possible. If not, well, we are sure you'll do your part. You will be provided with the usual equipment. Anything else to keep this American from poking around in things that are not his business. Stupid and very disturbing for the satellites. If you have any ideas of running away again, remember, there can be even longer nights than those in Siberia for your wife and children.
Looking for anyone in particular? Or just looking?
Someone in particular.
U.S. Army. You're a soldier?
I used to be.
What were you? Infantry? Air Corps?
No. Undercover operative.
I might have guessed.
Mr. Anderson, I was just calling you on the telephone again.
I'm sorry, but a business matter detained me.
Business?
Another case. Visiting Congresswoman investigating Vice. Wants me to help her find some.
But what about my sister?
Look, I told you, that's down Misha's alley, not mine. He's got ideals. I'm just out to make a buck.
Look, I have all the respect for Misha's ideals. But he's trying to find Stalin. And I'm trying to find my sister. That's why I need you.
Well, a nice little innocent job like this could get me plugged in the gut. No thanks. Anyway, after mamboing with my congresswoman all night, my feet hurt. It's an occupational hazard of cops, private eyes, and... So long, sister.
Look, Mr. Anderson, how would you like this? $30 a day, all expenses paid, and 30 days guaranteed.
$900. If your sister's as determined as you are, she's probably head of the Kremlin by now. No, there's one big drawback to your proposition. My only lead to your sister led to Uncle Joe, and no one can find him. Not even Misha's people. Misha's with a big organization. You'd be surprised how big. They're all over Europe. Not even they've been able to turn up one single solitary lead as to where our friend Joe or your sister lit out to. Or even if they did.
But I believe you can.
Yeah, where would I start looking?
We must think about something. There must be a solution. Hey, I have an idea. Did you ever lose anybody in a crowded department store? And when you can't find them, you advertise on the loudspeaker.
And here's a switch for you. Something really incredible. An item out of our scrapbook of oddities. A young American investigator, Steve Anderson, claims to have stumbled on information that Joseph Stalin, late dictator of the Soviet Union, is still alive. How's that for a laugh?
Steve, isn't this very dangerous?
Well, I told you it wouldn't be any pink tea party. Maybe a red one. Anyway, it was your idea. Now, we can't find them, but after this, they're going to find us for sure.
Ex-OSS man Anderson claims to have uncovered evidence that famed plastic surgeon V. Petrov was instrumental in helping Stalin escape the Kremlin. A so-called palace revolution shook the Kremlin and Stalin escaped after Petrov performed plastic surgery. Anderson's information indicates that it was one of Stalin's doubles who died in Moscow in 1953, while Stalin himself escaped. All this commentator can say is, Anderson must have a low opinion of the mentality of current bosses of the Soviets.
You stupid, blundering idiot. Have you ever done a job right? The doctor must have escaped.
But, comrade, I shot Petrov. I examined him. He looked dead. He was dead.
Igor, sometimes you are a fool. Well, the damage is done. And under other conditions, you would pay for this.
Yes, Comrade Stalin.
Now we must move before they do. Igor, you have been to Berlin?
Yes, Comrade, once. It was a beautiful city.
You will go there now. The American knows too much.
Knows too much? Yes, Comrade Stalin.
It rains in Berlin at this time of the year. Have you your umbrella?
Oh, yes, Comrade. It works perfectly. Look, I'll show you.
Steve and I have to pretend that we are married.
But it's wonderful to pretend you are married. I do it all the time. Besides, it's important that your trips seem innocent. Who would suspect two American honeymooners of doing anything but honeymooning? Especially with a bride as luscious as this.
Yes, but I just don't feel like a bride at all.
It's your groom. Now, if it were me, it would be different. One more stop and we will be in Abensburg, the perfect town for honeymooners and espionage agents.
Misha, how far are we expected to carry this deception?
It must look real. Remember, you must fool everyone, including yourselves. Little kisses, pinches, hugs.
All right, little ones. But all this has to stop at 10 o'clock every evening.
Oh, I can get a lot of honeymooning in by 10 o'clock.
Yes, but only in public.
I'm not prudish. I don't mind kibitzers. Come on now, Misha, level with us. Why are we going to Abensburg?
It's a big secret. Perhaps the best-kept secret of the century. You know Stalin was married more than once. His first wife was a Georgian woman named K.K. Svanitsa. Now, everyone knows of Vasily Stalin, the old man's youngest son. But not many know of his oldest, Jacob.
Jacob? Isn't he the one who was captured by the Germans during the war?
Yeah, didn't Stalin offer 1,000,000 rubles reward to anyone finding his grave? I almost went looking for it myself.
It's just as well you didn't.
What are you getting at?
Jacob Stalin lives in Abensburg under our care, and has since the end of the war.
You mean you're hiding him?
At his own request. He may give us the lead we need to find where Stalin is gone.
Zeitung, paper.
Very interesting.
What?
The figures on milk production in Switzerland, quite phenomenal.
Right up those steps. You'll be expected, so there'll be no trouble. The door will be open. Just go in.
What about you?
I think I'll visit the church. Seems to be an ecclesiastical sort of day. But I'll meet you at the hotel. Would you like for me to order the wedding supper?
Oh, Misha, you are impossible.
For you, I am always possible.
There goes that charm. Come on, we've got a date. Quite a hideout.
It needs cleaning up.
I am Yakov Jugashvili.
I'm Steve Anderson. This is Grushenko.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
I am told you wanted to talk to me.
Well, I can understand that you don't enjoy being questioned about your father, but our reasons for disturbing you are most important.
Nothing about my father is important to me.
But wait a minute, please. We believe that your father may not be dead.
You mean you think he's a prisoner?
We think he escaped from Russia. One jump ahead of the police.
This is impossible.
Perhaps. But if it is true, we want to find him before the Soviets do.
What makes you think I would help you find my father?
Well, the very fact that the world believes you dead. And yet here you are hiding in Germany.
It was the blood on his hands. Not just the blood of his enemies that made me determined never to go back. What do you want to know?
Well, if Stalin is hiding, where would he be?
Where? We are Georgians, we Jugashvilis. Not Russians, you understand. In Georgia, in Tiflis, in Gori, the sun is warm. Not like in Russia, or even here in Germany. My father, Stalin, always complained about the Russian winters.
just as I complain about the German winters. If my father is alive, look for him where the sun is warm. He's an old man. His bones will be cold.
Please tell us some more.
I know nothing of him. Not anymore. Why do you think I'm here? The Germans did not capture me. I surrendered. Now I am dead to the world. And that is the way I want to be. The Jugashvili name is stained with blood. And I am stained with blood because I am Stalin's son. Do you really believe he is alive?
Yes, we believe he is.
I wonder. Perhaps you're right. We have a proverb in Georgia. Georgians never die. But if my father is alive, he means to stay alive. If your story is true, and my father learns of it, you know he will stop you. He will kill you. I am his son, and I know that one more crime against God and man means nothing to him.
What a glorious honeymoon.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
To the loveliest bride I've ever kissed, and I kiss every bride I can lay my hands on.
Even the unmarried ones like me?
Especially the unmarried ones. There's more romance to it.
I have a great feeling for romance, too. But not on hit-and-run basis.
Misha, I fear the lady doubts your intentions.
On the contrary, I'm afraid she knows exactly what they are. Good night, fair one.
Good night.
You know, this has been the only wedding supper I've ever attended which turned out to be a bachelor dinner.
Good night.
What did you do to Misha? Did you slip him a Mickey Finn?
What a devious little mind you have. Now, why would I do a thing like that?
My devious little mind could think of lots of reasons. All right, I'm going to retire.
See, that's a great suggestion.
That away.
This is why husbands leave home.
I can only hope.
Landlady's still there. I'll have to wait a minute. After all, we can't shock the old girl. Husbands don't go leaving their wives on their honeymoons.
All right. If you look away, I'm going to prepare myself for bed.
Promises, promises.
You know, Steve, you're quite an extraordinary man.
Me? I'm the most ordinary guy you'll ever meet.
In one way, yes, but there is a flaw.
I don't believe it. Perfect in form, feature, and nature.
But you are so inconsistent. 1 minute you're only interested in money.
And women. Don't forget them.
And next minute you're helping Misha or working for me.
Well, Misha's an old friend, and you're my employer.
Yes, but you could make much more money in almost any other business. You know that.
Well, perhaps I prefer the cloak and dagger racket to the cloak and suit. They're both cutthroat, they tell me. Hey.
Hey, what?
Come here a minute. I want to show you something. Say, you are on your honeymoon, aren't you?
What did you want to show me?
Nothing comparable, but look.
I can only see a nun alone.
Yeah. I wonder where her girlfriend is. Well, bless my little pointed head. We're going to see some action tonight after all. How about a kiss for your hubby before I risk my all for the cause? Hmm? If I shouldn't return,
Don't say that, Steve.
do me a favor, will you?
Anything.
Burn my little black address book. I'd hate to be dead and have Misha alive enjoying all those numbers. Auf Wiedersehen. Misha. Come on, Misha. Snap out of it.
He's only stunned. He's all right, Steve.
Who are you?
It was outside of Zagreb we saw each other first, with the Yugoslav army against Hitler.
Rubov? What are you doing here?
Trying to kill you, Steve. May I? It has been a long time since I had one.
Been in jail?
Yeah. Yeah, they let me out to do this job, and I tried really, Steve, I did, but in a way I'm glad I failed.
That's big of you.
You see, they have got Varenka.
Varenka?
Remember my wife. We used to talk about what we would do after the war. I guess I talked too much. She's in Siberia now with my boys. They told me they would bring them back if I would do this.
What do you want me to do? Shoot myself to reunite you and your family?
You always had a sense of humor, Steve. I hope you will keep it.
I don't see why not.
They are going to get you, Steve. Your government is making a big mistake.
My government? What are you talking about? My government has nothing to do with this. This is my baby.
Then lay off. You cannot fight the party. I know. I tried. Look what it did to me.
Personally, I'd rather be dead.
Death is not always the end, Steve. The life you leave behind goes on. And what are you going to do to me now?
Nothing. Looks like it's already been done. You can go now.
Should I say thank you? I don't know.
I think we better just say so long and leave it at that. I'm sorry it turned out the way it did.
Oh, sure, Steve. Sure.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah?
Let's get a couple more bottles of that wine. It's got the greatest kick since the can-can.
Anyway, if we're going to track down the old man and what's left of his gang, we might as well know what they look like. These films of mine were shot just before he died.
But if Stalin's face is changed...
Face can be changed, but habits and mannerisms don't change easily.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you are. Duncan might have.
don't know whether this will do any good or not, but a little refresher won't hurt. That's Stalin, of course. There's Beria. Now, those are henchmen. I can't place most of them. There's Beria and the old man again.
Stop the projector. You back it up to the last scene. Stop it right there. You recognize him?
Which one?
The guy on the right. I bumped into the street a little while ago. Knocked an umbrella right out of his hand. Say, we've hit pay dirt.
What next?
Well, they'll make their moves soon enough. Only this time we know it's Stalin's boys for sure.
They'll try to silence us.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
You needn't try to frighten me.
I'm not. There's gonna be a fight, and this is no place for a woman now. Come on.
Misha.
Steve's right, Lily. If you were to get caught, it would be a terrible waste.
But I started the whole thing.
Yes, and you hired me to finish it, and I'm gonna earn my money. Now, goodbye.
That woman can get mad, eh?
Well, anyway, I'm not worried about her. She's probably back at the hotel right now, mad as a wet hen.
Hey, Milken?
What is it, Otto?
Well, this cab driver, he says he picked up a young lady at this address a few minutes ago.
Well, what's the matter? Anything wrong?
Well, he says she was forced out of his cab.
They ran me to the curb, gentlemen.
Who ran you to the curb?
I don't know who.
How far away did this happen?
Only a block away.
Well, how many people were they? Which way did they go?
I don't know.
This
I
been
didn't
reported to headquarters
I
yet.
came right over here.
Did you get a description of the men?
He hasn't been able to tell me anything.
What kind of a car was it?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Were there
Why
any other
couldn't you
bystanders?
tell?
I was knocked out.
Well, what happened to the girl?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They kidnapped her.
Don't blame yourself.
I knew they were after us. I never should have let her go alone.
We won't have to wait long. They don't want her, they want you.
What will they do with her?
Nothing. As long as you're still alive. Believe me, Steve, I know these people much better than you do.
Hello? Yeah, this is Steve Anderson.
I warned you, Steve. This is not a game we are playing.
Have you got her?
Of course not. But I know who has.
Who?
His name is Schmetka. Now, will you take my advice? You have lost the girl. Do not lose your own life.
That was Bruboff. Schmetka has her.
Where are you going?
Call on some friends of mine.
Wait for me.
Who are you calling?
Some friends of mine. Tata and Vladimir are tailing us. They'll be right on the spot in case anything happens. Trouble is, Stalin's boys usually shoot first and negotiate later. You'll make a perfect target.
That's just what I'm counting on. If Schmetka fires, at least we'll know where he is.
You know who this one is?
I think I do.
This is the big man, Igor Smetka. And we've got him. Say, come now, Smetka. This is Tata. You remember?
What's the matter with you?
This man, when I was in Lubyanka prison, he was my questioner.
Vladimir, hold this wildcat until he cools off. This is quite a bird you've trapped, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen?
All right, don't worry your head, my friend. Just a private matter. Possessed?
Oh, certainly, a private matter. But I cannot understand what happened to the old man. He stepped in front of my truck. I thought I hit him, but he's gone.
You know you'll eventually talk, don't you?
Hey, pig, watch my floors. If you do that again, I'll mop it up with your skin.
Where's the girl? I said, where's the girl?
You'll never get her this way.
We'll get her. And we'll find him, too.
I will say no more.
My friends, you're wasting your time. I know these MVD pigs. Let me have him now.
Smetka, we will give you one more chance to answer our questions. Perhaps you remember Tata Brun? Tata tells me he was once a guest of yours. He would like an opportunity to repay your hospitality. I'm sorry, Steve. Sometimes we must do things you do not approve of. Very well, Tata, he's yours.
I'll take my old friend into my storage room. Heavy walls make it soundproof.
Patience, Steve. If he can be made to talk, Tata is the man.
One never knows how it is with a bad heart.
What do you mean?
Well, he would have talked. He would have sung pretty songs like a canary. But his heart seems to have failed him.
We're dead, too.
Not yet. I said he would talk. He did, a little. Said something about Greece, mountains, something about a place like Mercat. Now, it isn't much, I know, but it is something.
Greece. It's a long chance. We'll have to take it.
Tata, contact our people there. We can take a plane and be in Athens by morning. Well, what do you think?
Well, this is certainly that warm climate Jacob talked about. And it seems isolated.
How about visiting the local bistro? Perhaps if we find out what the boys in the back room are having, we might learn something. I've usually picked up quite a bit in bars.
Information or girls?
Both.
Waiter! Waiter!
All we need is a little Grecian service.
Well, it's about time. Tell me another one who doesn't speak English.
Let me give it a whirl. Bring us something tall and cool and put some booze in it, buddy.
Unfortunately, Yanni does not speak English. Perhaps I can be of some assistance?
You sure can if you can get the word across to Cousin Fudd here. We're thirsty.
The understatement of the year.
There is an excellent brandy called Masticha, which is made right here in Morcat. It is very, very gently flavored with herbs, and it is sweeter than nectar. I think you find it refreshing.
Sounds great. We'll take your word for it. Pete?
Sure thing.
Fermas Masticha, Yanni.
You'll join us, Mr.
Mulder, the Count Mulder. Thank you, sir. I'd be most happy to.
I'm Stephen Berkeley, and this is Peter...
Brewster.
It is truly a pleasure, gentlemen. Strangers are a rarity here.
Yeah, we've been knocking around Europe doing pieces for American newspapers. Ever since that guy Longfellow, whoever it was, wrote that poem about the Isles of Greece.
Your guest, wasn't it?
We thought that as long as we were here, we might as well see them.
I'm afraid you will find Morcat rather uninteresting. So very little happens here.
I've found something always interesting in any city in Europe.
There is the cathedral. Its style is very baroque. It has some rather remarkable religious sculpturings. And although you may not believe it, Morcat was at one time a spiritual center of some importance.
Cheers.
That's more like it.
We've heard there's an interesting old monastery near here.
Yes, but unfortunately, you cannot go there. Visitors are not permitted.
Oh, why not?
A few years ago, the monastery was purchased by a new sect. They keep strictly to themselves. If nothing else, it gives Morcat something to conjecture about. It's our one touch of mystery.
Sounds interesting.
Tell us more about it.
No one knows too much about it. I would guess that they are members of a cult of some sort, a splinter religious group. Fortunately, they do not try to preach their belief to anyone else, so we are spared that. In fact, they seem to want nothing to do with anyone or anything outside their walls.
You say we can't go there. Can we get permission?
No, I do not think you could. They do not even sell the wine.
What a pity.
And I understand that it is quite good.
Well, in that case, we'll take a couple of shots around here and shove off to Athens. Coming, Pete?
Sure thing, Berkeley.
So long.
What's the matter?
That sign wasn't there when we came in.
What of it? You see them all over.
You sure do. You know, I think we ought to pay a visit to that monastery. Be the courteous thing to do.
You're right.
And they did not even thank me for the drink.
The girl will be shot if you make another move.
Steve!
The young lady is unharmed. Now that she has accomplished her purpose, it is doubtful if she will remain in that condition.
At least we were able to take care of one of your people.
When one reaches for high stakes, one expects to suffer small and unimportant losses.
Yes, he was expendable. With apologies to the bereaved widow. Mr. Henderson, you wanted to find us. Very well. Here we are. All of us.
One of you, I don't know which one, is Stalin. I came here to make a proposition to him. I don't know what kind of a game you're playing, but if you plan to take Russia over again, you haven't a chance. But you might find sanctuary. Some sort of political asylum in the West.
All revolutionaries expect reverses. Stalin will return.
That's insane. The Russian people are starting to catch on.
Enough of this, enough. Mr. Anderson, who knows that your wild theory about Stalin is true?
No one. My own people laughed when I told them Stalin was alive.
I believe there are ways to make you talk. Vedeshki, bring him in.
It is imperative that we remain undiscovered, you see. Premature disclosure would be very unfortunate.
It's Brubov.
Brubov had some information. He wouldn't give it to us.
But he did. Even after Brubov has told us what we must know, his usefulness is not at an end. He will serve as an object lesson. Eh, Brubov?
All my life I've hated him. And all of you, your workers' paradise. I came to kill him, Steve. Not for the party, just for myself. And if I had only had a little more time.
Your time is ended. Shoot him.
Stay where you are!
Mr. Anderson, we know you have discussed us with others. I think we should persuade him to give us their names.
I agree.
He's the one who caused Igor's death, my dear. Would you like to do the honors?
I would love to.
Take him away.
You see, Mr. Anderson, one day Stalin will return in triumph.
Greta, my darling, I thought we'll never see you again. I, too, thought no one would ever find me again. How did you? My friend Steve and Misha helped me. Who else? What others? Others? Who else knows about this place? I don't know. Of course you do. Greta, you sound like... Darling, we hunted all over Europe to rescue you. Rescue me? From what? Greta, you're not... You came in here to find out what I know, didn't you? If you tell me what you know, maybe I will save you. Greta, I'm your sister. I have no sister. But we grew up together, our mother, our home. Remember our summers in Denmark? How Uncle Erland used to take us boating. How we fed the swans. Remember that time when we got lost and it got dark, how petrified we were? Remember! I have no sister. I have no memory. I only have my mission. Tell me. You tell me who else is coming here to kill him.
Gabor!
This is your last chance, Mr. Anderson. Olga is very skilled, and in a way she loved her husband. Whom did you tell about us?
Get lost.
Olga, Nina, are you ready?
We are ready.
Well, he should have told us what we wanted to know. But he's a very stubborn and a strong young man.
The girl next. Olga will make her talk.
We will see if that is the procedure he wishes to follow.
What are you up to? It itches.
What are you going to do with that?
We shall see what we shall see. Someone's coming.
You, outside. Where's the...
Well, at least it was good for something.
Back this way.
In here. It's locked. Quite a racetrack they've got here.
Yeah, I should have brought my track shoes. Well, now what are we going to do?
Steve! Misha! I never saw
Misha,
so much
look.
money in my whole life.
Lira, rubles, pounds. $50,000 a stack.
Well, I know what we can do with this.
That's a good idea.
It goes against my nature.
Come on, get it all on the fireplace. Come on.
This will really hurt them. It'll fix them for sure.
Oh, that's...
All right, get a bit. Get it around here.
That's hard.
All right, come on. That's enough. Let's go.
Just a minute.
Poor Misha.
What a lousy break.
Oh, Steve, why did I have to start all this?
With all this shooting, we better get out of here.
Not that door, Mr. Anderson. We'll take the other one. Open the door. Here they are, comrade.
You have caused us much trouble, Mr. Anderson. Too much.
They have burnt the money.
The money?
All of it.
The damage you have caused may be too great to repair. Kill them.
Jacob. Father.
How did you find me? Stalin.
What are you going to do?
What I have to do, Mr. Anderson. This is a family matter.
But I offered $1,000,000 for word of you. They said you died in prison.
You will come with me, Father. If you try to follow us, Mr. Anderson, I will be forced to kill you. I would regret it, but I would kill you.
Yakov, there was no need to kill Barry. Yakov, you were dead to me, and now you are alive.
We're both dead.
We may have had our differences, but we are still father and son.
Father and son. It is over, Zsa Zsa.
What do you mean? What's wrong with you?
I know you, Father. Some people might think you're just an old man, a harmless political exile, like Trotsky. But I know you. You have killed and killed your enemies, your friends, your wife, my mother. And if you are not stopped, you will go on killing. You're not a man, you're a machine for killing. And the killing is almost over.
Yakov, you're crazy!
You could die unpunished, you know. Who is there to bring charges against you? Who is there to speak for the millions you have killed? Stop the kill! 10 million murdered Russians cry out for justice! You will never kill anyone else!
What has happened, my friends?
The devil has gone back to hell.